What's up, everybody? I'm Jason, this is the Freebird Garage, and this is the end of 2023. By the time you see this, will be the day before New Year's Eve, and I'm doing a recap of the whole year and future plans for the FXRT. And I just kind of want to do a roundabout what's going on, what my thoughts are, future plans for the channel for the year, kind of lay out everything. And the last couple of days, week or so, I've been kind of curating this in my head, trying to tell you guys really what I thought about for this past year and what I wanted to see in the future. And a lot of it is bundled up and didn't know which way to start, which way to lay it out. And it's been one hell of a year. There's been a lot of stuff that's going on, and I can't believe it's already completed for this year. And the whole year was based upon this FXRT being built. Not as far as where I want it to be, but here we are. And what I've seen over the year, I've been pretty stoked about where the channel landed. It did exactly kind of where I thought it was gonna be. I wish it could always be bigger, but it is what it is. You know, I'm doing this as a fun project for myself for the years to come. In the beginning of the year when I had this, I had one of my children born at the time and got a little crazy. Trying to do this whole deal and having young children, it's tough. And a lot to be packed into it. A big thanks to my wife for always helping me out with my kids, be able to actually still film this stuff and still be able to work on my passions. This is like a passion project. And I've been doing this for the past probably now, I think 3 years I've hit going into it. And where I was going to think or where I was going to be in 3 years, you know, we all think we're going to be huge on this platform, but it doesn't happen. And it's not about being big, it's about just enjoying the ride. And I really don't plan on stopping. I want to enjoy it and lay it out as much as possible. And throughout the years, you know, I've learned so much doing this channel for these bikes, portraying everything and making sure that I can do the best I can to show you guys what I'm learning and what I'm doing for these bikes, explaining everything, going in fine detail. Some stuff hits, some stuff doesn't, some stuff I experimented with, and I try to keep it motorcycle related. There's a lot of channels out there I feel like that kind of veer off because, you know, they want to go into other aspects of it, but I just try to keep mine motorcycle mostly related. And some stuff kind of got stagnant in my opinion, and some stuff got, you know, picked up a little bit better. But overall, I'm pretty stoked on how all the videos have performed for the year of 2023. And there's a lot more to come in 2024, and that's why you clicked on the video. If you did, you want to know what's going on with the channel. The plan is to start diving more into getting this project behind me finished. Now, if you're probably wondering why it's taken so long to finish this bike, is truly just because of the step-by-step process of how this channel is laid out. I want to make it into libraries. I want to be able to show videos that if anyone's out there looking years beyond this channel ever being, you know, if it ever closes up shop, you know, per se, and be able to click into those and do a how-to video or go through, and hopefully my mistakes, you guys don't have to make the same ones. And there's a lot of processes, you know, whatever you want to call it, process to be able to complete all this. There's so much detail in some areas that maybe I'm putting too much into it for you guys. Maybe you guys care less about that and just want to see a finished project. But I think my channel has really established itself as far as this is how you do the step-by-step process. Taking that service manual that I always show in most of my videos, you know, from Harley-Davidson, no one else, it's what I go by, Clemmer, you know, toss it to the side. This is the what Harley-Davidson manual show, and strictly to my bikes. You know, there are a lot of more Harleys, of course, out there. I'm particular to the FXRs. It's what I've always been known to do on this channel, is my FXRs. I do have a Sportster that has more stuff to be done too, but we're going in so many directions with this bike and other aspects now that it's starting to revive myself into this channel that I'm super stoked for 2024, especially with the painting at this last bit of the segment that I brought upon and invested some money into, and I really want to show that for the future. I'm really excited about that. In the last video, of course, I did some tank repair, and then I went into doing some scuff repair and did some scratch repair, and then finally did paint itself. And it's so new and it's exciting, and there's a lot to be learned from it. There's a lot of setups for that I think that anyone's looking to do, it'll help out. It's definitely an area that not a lot of channels, I think, dive into, just because it's a specialized area in itself, and I'm not a professional painter whatsoever. I make that claim out there that when I shot mine, my father helped me. He painted professionally, and my grandpa painted professionally, so a lot of that experience I'm being shown by them and be able to get done. And I really want to be able to do that in the future for tin sets. I want to be able to do that for fenders. I want to be able to do different painting into it to show that anyone else can do it out there, to get your basic paint job done. So if you get a bike that's beat up, that, hey, you don't have to send it off to a painter, you can shoot it yourself, at least get the base done. Black, silver, metallic, whatever you want to call it, paint it out. And there's so many options that you can go with on that, that my head's just exploding with how many different areas that I'm stoked to show about that. And in 2024, let's get this bike finished. Let's get this thing on the road. That's my goal. I got a lot to do with this bike. We have the front end that we got to go fully around and complete. I have the rear end we got to fully tear apart. And it's a little more exciting. I know the engine stuff can get stagnant because there's so much detail and it's not performing what you want to see, right? You usually just see, we're tearing it apart, we're putting it back together, and bam, there it is, it's finished. But that's not how this goes. That's not how building goes. There's so many problems that you come across and you're trying to establish that with your bike and putting that together, and there's mistakes, and I try to portray everything I can possible into it, to tech specs, to torque specs, whatever you want to call it, all laid out. And that's going to happen with the front end. And we have a fairing that I'm going to re-establish back into the channel, bring it upon, and we have to get that fixed up. It's pretty beat up. Overall, the condition's okay, but there needs to be some body work that's got to be finished. The paint's got to be done on it. And then I finally tracked down all of the parts that's sitting up in my attic area, and all these individual parts I've traced out over the year in order to complete it. So that went to the side because I didn't have all the pieces and it needed to be painted, and there's other parts, so I've been jumping around on this bike in order to get it finished. But the front end, rest assured, will be a little more exciting. We're gonna do, obviously, the suspension. We're gonna get into more of the valving into it. We're gonna get into setup for handlebars, risers into it, while establishing and keeping the controls of the FXRT. That's the whole point of this bike, is still keeping the essence. I used to want to just keep it all original, but it's not gonna be original. I can't keep it original. It's almost impossible at this point, just because everything that I've done to it so far is just on the baseline, and everything's been fixed, been done up. So we're gonna be working on that. That's gonna be a little more exciting for you guys to see. We got the rear end that's gotta be redone. I got some ideas for swing arms. I gotta repaint the fender in the back. I think there's some dings, so we're gonna do a little body work, attempt to do body work, make sure it looks good, and then hopefully get this thing laid out for springtime to be able to get some videos out on the rideability, the whole fairing. I mean, I got everything laid out for this fairing that hopefully works, because when we get into it, I'll show the differences of the years of why not all the FXRT fairings are the same, and these were area or year specific in order to get this done. So a lot of pieces in order to get this bike still finished. So we're gonna be working on that in order to complete all this for the FXRT, in order to get this thing on the road. A lot more in-depth how-tos and get that done. I got tools I got laid out that I still need to unbox and get them set up in order to be able to complete this. So a lot of good stuff coming up on the channel for 2024. This is a video that, it's a little bit different. I think I did one of these like 2 years ago or so, after the first year of doing this channel, and I wanted to just recap the whole thing for the 2024. So if you guys have any questions at anything, I would love to be able to talk to you more. I want to get more personal on the channel as well. If you guys are wondering who I am, maybe I don't show that enough on the camera, but now I will. Hopefully you guys get a little more piece by piece of me, showing you guys instead of just seeing the straightforward tech. Maybe you don't, maybe you do care, but I'm gonna lay it out for you. Maybe get some more rides in. Didn't do as many rides as I wanted to do last year. Well, having young kids and all that, it's not easy to do. So as they get older, the channel will grow, more stuff will come, and the future is also to bring in more bikes in the year. I've already been speccing out some other bikes, possibly another FXR to come into the garage, maybe a Dyna in there, Evo related hopefully into it, Bagger maybe, but probably more into a Dyna or FXR into the future. A Sportster, I don't know about that. I feel like that's been done, maybe it hasn't. FXRs have also been done 1,000 times, but hey, there's a lot of options out there that we can choose from. Just looking for that right beat up POS bike that we can bring in, because those are the most fun to do on the channel. They're the most laid out way to show you guys how things are completed, and hopefully start to actually buy, sell, flip bikes in the future. That's the whole generation of this FXR and the whole Freebirds garage to be able to establish that and, you know, sell bikes that I would buy that are actually at a price that aren't so ridiculous that you can just enjoy and have plenty of area for yourself to be able to grow. All right, guys, so that's 2024 coming up. I'm super stoked. And as always, I hope you guys have a great new year in 2024. I'll see you in the next video. Stay free. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.